Welcome again. I will introduce myself once again. This is Sushil Sharma, founder, Marwadi Catalyst Ventures. And I have with me one of the best persons I always wanted to speak with is Mr. Omkar Rai sir. Under his guidance, I've started my professional journey and we have been able, we have started our journey from the incubation center started by STPI, and from there, whatever we have done till now has been only because of the support by Omkar sir with the STPI. And with us, we have Mugdha Sinha ma'am. Ma'am is Secretary, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of Rajasthan. Ma'am, it's pleasure getting you on board with the session with Marwadi Catalyst Ventures and the audience from tier 2, tier 3 cities. So in totality, we have around 100 plus startup founders, some more consultants, and with this, we have some more people, students who are interested in doing it. One more person who will join with us shortly is Mr. Gurmeet ji. He is the Executive Director of ESC, Electronics and Software Export Promotion Council. It is also very relevant for us because ESC is an organization which helps smaller identities, IT, technology, and electronic companies to go global. So with this, the topic of today is definitely the tier 2 cities, the emerging Bharat, the big move to tier 2, tier 3 cities. And for this, we need to have a cluster of innovation centers, and we have to have a innovation at its roots if we really want to bigger Indian economy. So with the same subject, I would like Omkar Rai sir to start his opinion about what STPI is doing and sir's vision towards innovation at root. Thank you, sir. Please. So your mic is off.
Thank you, Sushil. My regards to fellow panelists, and I must thank you for this great opportunity. You have organized a very great one-day long, basically seminar, inviting people from all walks, all basically from all the chains of value, I would say. So all the walks of people, they have joined you. I must say that this is a very great topic. In fact, it's very relevant that we start talking about tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Basically, if you look at the Bharat, you have deliberately kept Bharat shifting to tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So people say that Bharat lies in smaller towns and cities and villages, and therefore it's very important that we create a kind of mechanism where any growth, any development, or any opportunity becomes so inclusive that the people who are not closer to the resource center, metros, they are also afforded with the same kind of infrastructure, same kind of incentive, same kind of possibility, same kind of opportunity. And therefore, unless we afford and create this kind of ecosystem, this kind of infrastructure, this kind of enabling environment, the slogan of bringing people on the same page won't be relevant. And therefore, it's very important that on one hand, the planners, the government, and the stakeholders are required to work hard to create an equitable, inclusive environment, inclusive development, and opportunity. On the other hand, it is also very important to sensitize, to educate, to so that the people in the smaller towns and cities of this country, they are also, they also start thinking of becoming entrepreneurs. And therefore, I would say that if entrepreneurship, people say it's a God gifted, I hardly agree with this. It all depends on the ecosystem that the stakeholders provide to young boys and girls. And therefore, if we could create a great ecosystem, sensitize the young boys and girls that this ecosystem is there, we can educate them, we can, tell them that this is the kind of opportunity that lies ahead of them. And if we could tell them the success stories from all across the world, and then they are, they get motivated and they start thinking to become entrepreneur rather than, going and to bigger towns, metros in search of jobs. And therefore, on one hand, it's very important that we sensitize people, create this kind of movement. Other hand, it is also important for us to create the same kind of ecosystem, same kind of infrastructure and enabling environment equal to what is available in metros. We know that in metros there are a large number of people who are having talent. There are people who are having experience doing things, creating products, creating, helping startups. There are people who are mentors. There are people who are having a lot of wealth, residing in tier one cities, and they are the angel investors and equity investors. They are the people who are actually running the show. They are the people who drive the entrepreneurs. Unless they are there, the entrepreneurs won't see the same kind of result which one can see if you are surrounded with such a great infrastructure. Say, let us talk about Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Hyderabad, NCR. There are people who they residing there who are actually the people who started creating, IT industry of India 33 decades before. And they're the people who are now retired. With a lot of talent, lot of experience, lot of wisdom, and wealth also, and willingness to work with the startups. And therefore, in case we could, bring them to smaller towns, then only we can do some miracle. Otherwise, if we just uh, don't bring them on the same ecosystem, if we are not able to connect those people with our startups at the grassroots, we talk about innovation at the root. That means that at the root level, they must be brought. And I'm very happy that a lot of traction is being seen in smaller towns, particularly in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. There is a lot of attraction which can be seen. The governments are actually creating a lot of infrastructure, and the people are getting attracted from both the sides. Government is also creating an enabling environment, attracting people, creating a movement, ecosystem, and canvassing with the stakeholders to come to their places, to come to their state, their capital, their industry hub. At the same time, startups are also having that communication channel. Right about if we talk about TIE, Indian Angel Network, all these people are getting networks. But most importantly, during this COVID time, what I have seen is that because of this digital collaboration platform usage, we have seen the same people who were actually talking to the startups in tier 1 cities are able to talk to the startups and the people at large in tier 2 and tier, say, any place in this country. And in case, I would say that the single most important enabler of big step towards smaller town is the digital collaboration platform. They are very important. They have a huge importance in because of this whole phenomena that they are undergoing. And apart from that, there are people who are basically having roots in smaller towns and cities of this country, having migrated to tier 1 or even abroad, having created a lot of wealth. They are willing to come back and give back to the people and trying to create a kind of or do something for their roots. So there are, a lot of things are happening. Again, I would say that if we talk about STPI, what we are trying to do is that, see, we have 60 centers across the country, and about 52 centers are tier 2 and tier 3 cities. You can talk about any potential location of this country, we are there. Apart from that, we have already planned 28 centers of excellence. Every center of excellence that we are going to create in the emerging technologies like AI, IoT, MedTech, FinTech, AR, VR, autonomous, connected, electric vehicle, IoT in various domains, FinTech, blockchain, and all such technology. We are technology agnostic. What we are doing is that we are actually bringing people together, stakeholders together, experts, mentors, industry leaders, industry veterans, governments, and other stakeholders on the same platform, creating a kind of a flexible, a very professional governance mechanism, wherein the entire decision making lies in the hand of industry leader who acts as a chief mentor of that particular center of excellence. Each and every center of excellence that we are creating is in collaborative framework, collaborating model, where the funding is coming from the private entrepreneurs and industry leaders. Several places in this country we have got funding from industry leaders who are now veterans, retired, and they have a lot of wealth, and they are investing money. Not investing, it's a grant that they are granting to us from their philanthropic funds. So I don't want to name those people. There are so many people, and therefore we are we are able to create 12 such centers of excellence all across the country, and almost 21, another 9 center of excellence is absolutely at the very advanced stage of establishment, and another 7 after that is at DPR level, the detailed project report. What I am trying to say is that the center of excellence only technically belong to STPI. Actually, the entire facilitation, entire operation, entire governance, entire management is rest with the hand in the hands of industry leaders who are taking all the sorts, taking all the decisions, and that is why all these centers of excellence have become instant success. I will just cite for the audience a few examples. Like one such center of excellence that we are operating in IIT Bhubaneswar is actually created in collaboration with Government of Odisha, IIT Bhubaneswar, and with philanthropic support from Subrata Bharti, and who is also acting as chief mentor. And this AR and VR Center of Excellence is doing a lot of immersive visualization technology for not only training, not only for upskilling, but also for creating such kind of environment where people can, without getting into high sea or without getting into difficult terrain, they could know how to weld, how to fit the things, how to repair the things. Similarly, the Center of Excellence that we have, there is no time kind of.
No, sir.
Okay, yeah, so another Center of Excellence that we have already launched. It's the hackathon is going on, and its screening process is going on. Is in Pune. It is about autonomous, connected, electric, and shared vehicle. And we have the partners like Tata, and almost all automobile companies are our partner, along with ARAI, St. College of Engineering Pune. This is a very premier institution. Equal to IITs, doing a lot of research. The faculties are so great. They are working with us, and it is being chief mentored by none other than Ganesh Natarajan. What I'm trying to say, we actually own those Center of Excellence. In fact, it is only technical ownership. The entire ownership lies with the people who are leading that movement, and that lies, if I say practically that the ownership lies with Ganesh Natarajan, who is putting his best time and effort to make it successful. Another Center of Excellence that we are operating in Chennai, it is about fintech. Almost all the banks, foreign banks, Indian banks, UPI, the payment corporation, all these banks are providing their stacks, their sandboxes, and we are also committed with 2 million funding well in advance by Contact Capital Britain, and that funding is available to startups getting screened in our fintech Center of Excellence being operating in Chennai. And who is chief mentoring the Center of Excellence? Who is taking the shot? Who is governing and controlling the Center of Excellence? None other than the Arun Jain, who was founder of the Polris and now a chairman of the Intellectual Design. Similarly, in Bangalore, we have 2. So all these Center of Excellence, I would not talk about every Center of Excellence, but all these Center of Excellence are being not only created in collaborative manner, but actually it is being led, governed, and administered collectively at the hands of the industry leaders. So they are the people who are actually doing. So all our Center of Excellence which are getting instant success. I mean instant success. And in times to come, you could see, I'm just saying that in another 2 years' time, STPI is going to be the leader, ecosystem leader in terms of promotion of startups in technology space. And this is not only a statement, it is just supported and backed by certain tacit initiatives. We are actually planned to invest about 600 crore rupees another 3 years on all these Center of Excellence, wherein some of the funding is coming from the state government, some of the funding from industry also. So many industry, in Center of Excellence in Bangalore, about 12 crore funding has come from error accounts. See, one Center of Excellence. So I just want to name, I just named a few. But in each and every Center of Excellence, in tier 1 cities, we are getting funding from the, industry leaders, and almost 21 Center of Excellence that we will open in another 3 years, or we will make, not only open, we'll be able to operate in another 3 years. 21 Center of Excellence would lie only in tier 2s. So that's the kind of infrastructure we are trying to create. Apart from that, what we are trying to do is that all our infrastructure that we have in all across the country is typically from 20,000 square feet to 2 lakh square feet. And we are open for any incubator to join us and run their own incubation infrastructure in our own Center of Excellence. So even if we are not creating, establishing our own incubator, any enthusiast incubation owner or entrepreneur or state government or industry, if they want our infrastructure to create for creation of incubator, they can have our infrastructure. So on one hand, we are creating our own incubator. Other hand, we are allowing others to create incubation infrastructure in our own space that we have all across the country. We are joining hands, we are collaborating, we are very open. And from this forum, I must convey to all the stakeholders that we are very open and we are willing to work with n number of stakeholders, wherein we are not going to own any of them, and that each and every endeavor that we are taking is going to be co-created, co-led, and actually led by the industry leaders. That's the kind of thing that we have done. I would say that one such experiment that we did in Delhi, which is in Delhi University, we call it Electropreneur Park. And Electropreneur Park is actually the most successful incubator. It's not a top, but it is the most successful incubator in the field of electronic system in this entire country, with 21 patents filed so far and with 49 crores revenue that has been, garnered by these startups of our center. Almost each, the success rate that Electropreneur Park, which we operate in Delhi University, is almost 20% success rate that we are recording. Again, this center of excellence that has been created by STPI in collaboration with India Electronic Semiconductor Association, University of Delhi, several equity partners, and actually the people like Ajay Chaudhary, co-founder HCL, Jastinder Ahuja, president and MD of Cadence India, Pradeep Gupta, chairman, Cyber Media, and I would say that there are several India Electronic Semiconductor, Infineon guys, I would say that Synopsys person. So all these leaders of the industry are actually working with us pro bono, philanthropically helping us in making all these center of excellence successful. And we have tested it, and we have tested the fruits of this collaboration, and that is what we are replicating all across the country. So with fewer these words, I would say that this session must come up with these kind of things where Jodhpur, you are conducting this. I mean, it's all virtual. But again, I would try to mention one scheme that we are going to launch very, very soon. Actually, it was about to be launched, but we have taken another week's time to redraft it and redo it. So that is called Next Generation Incubation Program. It is funded by Ministry of Electronics and IT. It is for 3 years with 100 crore budget. This budget is not for any infrastructure. This budget is not for any other thing. It is going to be used for, especially for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We have located, we have identified 12 locations of this country. Jaipur is one of them. And all these centers, all these places where we are going to launch, the screen in the startup would get funding between 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs and angel risk capital at the very beginning. We are also trying to create a 60 crore fund, and we are also soliciting support from industry to join that fund, especially dedicated to tier 2 cities. That is what it is. This Next Generation Incubation scheme is totally dedicated for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. It is not available for metros or any tier 1 city of this nation. So with these words, I must thank you, Sushil. Thank you, Marwadi Catalyst. I would say that I am very happy that Madam is there. I got this opportunity to speak with her again. I was with her for just this week only. And I must also say that STPI is running a STPI Pulse program, which is connecting the startup and industry with the government and other experts. I must, using this opportunity, my colleagues were very interested to invite Madam Mukta Sinha to speak on our STPI Pulse forum someday. So thank you.
Sir, we'll get back to you with more things. I know that STPI has been an early mover. They were the first ISPs of India. They've started incubation when I've started. It's almost 15 years back. So definitely, I was always waiting that startup will always be a part of STPI, and I will happy to know that STPI is very, very aggressive. And they've started the Center of Excellency, which is a super specialized incubation center. So we'll get back to you with more questions. Ma'am, coming back to you, it's been very, very long. Ministry of Science and Technology, nothing can happen in startup in technology without Ministry of Science and Technology. Ma'am, would like to have some inputs from you. Ma'am, your mic is off. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Sushil and the Marwari Catalyst. The name itself is very interesting, reminds me of Shakespeare's Shylock and his 2 pounds of flesh. Because, I will tell you why I say that. Very, very intrigued by that nomenclature. Interesting, should be very attractive. Thank you for this opportunity, and it is nice to have Dr. Omkar Rai and our other panelists. Incidentally, Dr. Omkar Rai ji was not there in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, or was there because I was MD RICO, and RICO has a project in Jaipur, has an STPI which has got bogged down for some reasons in real estate issues, and so I am very familiar with the policy. I have been batting for it in my earlier tenure, so I'm very much aware. Today I have decided because, one has spoken on umpteen forums, and Sumit is also here from the e-startup Chopal, and one has been in conversation about what my department is doing with regard to startup, because I think startups since 2012 have become a buzzword in technology. But as Dr. Omkar Rai said in the beginning, that it is dependent on an ecosystem that gets encouraged and developed, not so much dependent on incentivizing things, as we have seen with the kind of STPI that we wanted to bring in RICO, which was subsidized by the state but did not take off, probably because I think the ecosystem and also the idea which was required to propel it didn't happen. So I think I'll just break my little conversation today quoting a gentleman who actually will encapsulate what Dr. Rai has just said and what I would like to say, because my job is to bring all the streams together, a multidisciplinary, collaborative effort, because I know we have audiences from all streams, and startup is something which is very transcendental, across streams. So you have startups in science, you have startups in fintech, the finance world, you have startups also in the arts and crafts and science startups as well. So it is all across various subject domains. What differentiates a leader from a follower, as Steve Jobs says, is nothing but innovation. And why businesses today need to only focus on 2 things. And that is, one is marketing, because market analysis becomes very, very important for getting your idea, turning your idea into innovation. And the second, of course, is innovation per se. But, there is a very nice book, and I will recommend this to everybody, because I think one of my jobs as secretary is also to mentor people who are on the cusp of having an idea. You are there impregnated with idea, sitting over the idea, but really don't know how to translate that idea into something practical. So I will tell you this book, because what also happens is that if you sit too tight over your idea for too long, then you are not the only one who's getting that idea. The same idea is also coming to a lot of people, because necessity is the mother of invention, and that, as we have seen in the times of Corona, that necessity is apparent to everybody who's observant and who can see things, who can have foresight. So please read this book called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It actually tells you that if you do not work on your idea, and idea alone is not innovation unless and until it is implemented, right? True. Unless it translates into a method, that is a process or a device or a product, something tangible, because idea is pretty much intangible. Unless you convert it to something feasible, use it to solve a problem of society, your idea means nothing. And because your idea means nothing, we do not fund you, right? So we seed you only when you are able to showcase an idea which has some kind of translational capacities. Of course, the departments, both Dr. Omkar Rai's department and my department, will be happy to handhold you, take your idea, walk your idea home, and ensure that it gets commercialized. So this book talks about this big magic, and it says that once the idea strikes you, please start doing a backward or re-engineering and figure out what is the problem that you're trying to solve, so that then you can translate your idea into something which is tangible. Ecosystems, I'm so glad that Dr. Rai spoke about ecosystems right in his first sentence, and I'm going to read out something very brilliant to you. Because I think you have Sumit and you have Sushil who are working with startups. I'm sure you are giving them all the necessary guidelines, the necessary hand-holding. But what I want to do today is to give you a macro picture, and also probably to inspire a lot of people as part of my job. So I will read out a para from Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is a science communicator, an inventor, an innovator. And this is what he says about ecosystem. And just as Dr. Rai was saying, I remembered it, but I culled it out from Google because I wanted to read out the exact word that he said. So he says, once you have an innovation culture, right? Once you have an innovation culture, the same thing that Dr. Rai was talking about, ecosystem, even those who are not scientists or engineers, because startup is for everybody. It is very, very inclusive. It is like the Jan Dhan Yojana of government. And when we are talking of Bharat, we are also having this very, very inclusive approach. It is not just the metro cities or the cosmopolitan cities, but because Bharat ki Atma jo hai, wo gaon mein nivas karti hai. And I work on a lot of jugaad-based rural innovation, which is seeded from necessity, comes from rural India. And I think when we are talking of emerging Bharat, and because your immigrants are coming back to their roots, your people who left on a brain drain today are wanting to come back and invest in their own country, realizing that we are on an upward curve on our country, and our country is today the bellwether, has always been the bellwether in technology and electronics, and we populate the Silicon Valleys of the world. So why not make India the Silicon Valley or the granary of ideas of the globe? So he says, once you have an innovation culture, even those who are not scientists or engineers, people like poets, actors, journalists, they as communities embrace the meaning of what it is to be scientifically literate. And I say this because we talk of a whole lot of digital divide in the country, right? People who are digitally literate and people who need to become digitally literate, because most of our people, at least even 25% of the people still, are not even fully literate. So he says they embrace the concept of innovation culture. They vote in ways that promote it. They don't fight science and they don't fight technology, right? So once you are able to develop that kind of a culture, that kind of an ecosystem, that becomes easy. So now, coming back to my second part, what does an innovator need in emerging Bharat? See, one of the most important things as part of the ecosystem is all those factors of production that we've spoken about. And the most important thing on which, apart from the idea that startups, the innovation culture will run, is not so much funding. It's not so much money, but it's other physical infrastructure. It's a community of like-minded people. Even if the governments have, I can tell you from my own RICO example of setting up industries. Today in RICO, we have 340 industrial areas in almost at the rate of, we have 33 districts. So I can say at least not less than 5 industrial areas in every district, right? Maybe more. Bhiwadi has lots of industrial areas. But what is lacking is that there needs to be a camaraderie of like-minded people who come together. Because, as many people have said, that innovation can only happen in an ecosystem, and that ecosystem is not just physical infrastructure. It is not just algorithm. It is not just idea. It is also getting influenced by a whole lot of what people are doing. When you talk of a cluster approach and when you talk of the likes of Silicon Valley, there is a certain kind of competition which is needed, a healthy competition which is needed. And I will give you an example. We have a Mahindra SEZ, which is co-partnered by RICO and Mahindra SEZ. And an electronic park was set up in Mahindra SEZ. See, because people are very, prone of criticizing government and saying that, industries don't come up in industrial areas developed by the government. So I'm giving an example of a private industrial area, and Mr. Omkar Rai, I think, has also worked in Mahindra SEZ. So he will.
Chief guest for the inaugurational purpose. That is where I met her first time.
So he will validate, and I'm only culling out examples which everybody can relate to. So when that happened, it was expected that the moment you have something in the private sector where the government facilitates everything, you will be able to draw a whole lot of electronic industries, right, and IT industries. But unfortunately, only one, which is Wipro, which came, and Wipro did not have a competition. I have had very long meetings with people there, and I asked them, why is it that you were not able to get competitors? Because if you came and we were open and we were the early bird harvesters, what is it that stalled other people? Because Mahindra SEZ has almost everything. As MD of LICO, we were on the board of Mahindra, so I know we held a lot of meetings. So what deterred them was an ecosystem where the people told us that it was very difficult to recruit people. You could get people who knew electronics and IT, but you did not have communicators in Rajasthan who could speak English, right? So it became a barrier because these companies, the companies of the like of Wipro, TCS, they have foreign clienteles, and they expect people to know both hard skills and soft skills, right? So when you talk of startups, this also becomes very important, because when you think of growing your idea, soft skills are equally important as are hard skills. So my focus is also on all of you people. Today as Secretary Science and Technology, in the post-COVID times, I have done umpteen number of webinars, and I have come to this conclusion that ever since the lockdown was announced, a lot of startups have individually reached out to me, telling me, ma'am, this is what I have done, and I would like to connect, and I am looking for some kind of support. But let me tell you, and I'm being absolutely candid, and the reason why I'm being candid and straight about is because I want people to know how to be able to work with the government and not get disappointed. Because while Mr. Omkar Rai's STP will give us the infrastructure, how you are able to utilize the infrastructure that poor guys are working so hard, policy after policy, to get you, will depend absolutely on you. So my idea, my request to all of you, all the people in the audience, all the people in the panel is, and I also said this in the Stride conference on the 30th and 31st of May that we did, where we had the Secretary of the Department of DPIIT, which is working on a policy on startups, and he mentioned that they have submitted a cabinet note where a credit guarantee scheme is being proposed for seeding startups, and also tax concessions for startups, because I think DPIIT has been working since 2012, ever since my own stint in Government of India. I worked in the Ministry of Commerce, Industries and Textiles. So I'm also aware of the work that the Electronics Export Promotion Council does. So happy to, get connected to all of you today. But my request is that, there is no federation. Startups are working alone in smaller groups, but they really don't know see, as a person, I have a council that does scouting. Even before, you guys are working on seeding an idea, and I am scouting for startups, right? Now there is a problem of approach here, because, how do I figure out that in these times of Corona, what all great innovation has happened? I will just give you an example, because Sumit mentioned, I am on LinkedIn, so Sumit mentioned one of the innovations of a contactless hand wash system, a very small innovation, and I think it is an innovation which everybody has done in umpteen number of ways. But the point is, none of you have a single source point to put your innovation and say, madam, this is an innovation done on such and such day by such and such person. There is no directory of innovation today unless I announce a scheme. So my request, based on this kind of a my own grappling with this problem, I will be now launching a meeting. We have decided, I spoke to a lot of people in the last session. We were on a panel with Arijit Hazra from West Bengal, who's also doing startup work. So everybody is doing startup work, and startups are borderless. They are almost so part of the liberalized era that you can be in West Bengal doing a startup there, having an innovation lab there, and still work and be a solution provider to issues in Rajasthan. So now what we've decided is that I want all your federations and everybody who's listening to me today, including our fellow panelists, please be a part of a meeting that I propose to hold. And I propose to set up a committee on startups where all these aggregators, startup aggregators of the likes of the Marwari Catalyst, of the likes of the e-startup Topaz, of the likes of others I don't know names of yet, are most welcome. Startup Voices, of course, Chintan Bakshis, are most welcome to brainstorm with us as part of a startup cohort, right? Like we have a design cohort, so that we are in constant interaction, and you will be my scouting partners, because you are the ones who are working. See, I did it for design in the craft sector. I appointed the Indian Institute of Craft and Design, the IICD, headed by Dr. Tulika ji, and I told her, see, I am not, just because I'm secretary of the department, I don't want to go and say I am going to be scouting. The government's job is to be a facilitator, not to do your job, but to collaborate with all of you and to allow you to do your job and to bring that job to the government, so I can facilitate whatever else needs to be done once you've got food on my table, which is the idea or the innovation. So I am now going to make all of you my accountability partners. So please scout for innovation, bring those innovations to our table so that we can choose. I'm also very happy to tell you that last year, we were very kind. Our Honorable Minister, who's also the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, Mr. Sachin Pilot ji, he approved our awards, the state awards for young innovators. The 21st of April is the World Technology and Innovation Day, and we decided that we will be giving out those awards to young innovators. We also work very closely with the National Innovation Foundation, NIF, and in the Stride Conclave, we had the director of NIF talk to us about how we can promote more rural innovation in Rajasthan, because if you see, Rajasthan has 2 Padam Shris given to 2 farmers, one from Sikar, based on an innovation that they did in their farms arising out of necessity based on science and research, agri-innovation, right? So I think Rajasthan has everything going for it, and I will be happy to have your collaboration. Victor Hugo, a writer, famous writer, he said something very nice that, more stronger than any army is an idea whose time has come, right? So, when you know that you have an idea, when you know that you can use this idea like the Archimedes lever to solve a problem, then I think you have reached the stage of innovation. Just 2 more things I want to touch base to tell you what my department does. We work very closely with the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, where we have the Technology Business Incubator Scheme and the Nidhi Prayas Scheme, which also does these centers of excellence. And I would like to concentrate on building up these centers of excellence for science-based startups. And IIT Jodhpur has come up with a lot of science-based innovations, and a lot of startups are emerging from IITs, and I'm encouraging the engineering colleges to do a lot of engineering, and that is already happening. Somebody is developing a bionic arm. In fact, Manipal, 2 students of Manipal University in the 4th semester have already put that bionic arm in the Amazon cart, and it is available off the shelf. So for the first time, you can simply buy an bionic arm from a e-commerce platform and put it without having to go to a doctor, and you can do multiple functions. So those kind of innovations are happening all across. So that is one thing. The second is innovations in the field of biotechnology, right? There is an organization called BIRAC under the Department of Biotechnology, which is giving this big incentive grant called the Big Grant, worth 50 lakh rupees. Very recently, if you are following the Department of Science and Technology, you will see that Kavach was announced immediately as we were struck with COVID, and 846 applications were received, and with a budget of 54 crore rupees. 50 applications, startup applications have been accepted in Government of India. So I'm very, very happy that I am hoping that somebody from Rajasthan will also become a beneficiary of the Kavach, incentive scheme that was announced for startups, the science startups. So these are all the things that we are doing. We are also working very closely with IIT Bhopal on artificial intelligence, because now we are doing more machine to machine talking. Peer learning is happening on the tech platform, so it becomes very important that we utilize all the tools that technology provides, mindful of issues of privacy, cybersecurity, and everything else that is the underbelly of technology. But important it is to see the artificial intelligence, IoT, your drones. We are working with the Drone Federation of India to get drones seeded as part of the disaster management exercise. See, a lot of policy making. Sometimes people look at startups only as something that is, a product or a design, and then people get awed by it. But your startup culture will only sustain in the long run if all of you together do policy advocacy with us. That is my department, and push me to take out policies for you. Like, for example, today there is no drone policy in Rajasthan. There is no cloud policy in Rajasthan. So if you're talking of infrastructure, if you have STPIs, then how do you maintain the security and sanctity of your data? How do you do blockchains? So this all becomes very important. So maybe sometimes you might not see a lot of things happening in the outer space, right? But we are continuously building policy. I am continuously holding meetings with the Drone Federation of India to build a policy. The Civil Aviation Ministry of India has a policy, but we need to make rules. We need to work with the departments. We need to orient the departments. We are also now wanting to build a policy on cloud storage, because eventually to secure your data, all the transactions that you will be doing in your STPIs will require security of data. So I will be very happy to collaborate with all aggregators, including the Marwari Catalyst, the E-Chopals, Mr. Gurmeet Singh ji, Dr. Omkar Rai ji. Please, let's all come together as part of a brainstorming committee and meet at least once every month to scout innovation. There is a lot of funds for seeding innovation. I am ready to handhold people to develop prototypes, do pilots, do market studies, and also learn how to do legal documentation. Because the moment you have an idea after doing your market study, you need to go out into the world of customers. And customers' success, the U of success comes from the U of customers. And when you're negotiating with customers and argumentative Indians that we may be, you will get into a lot of disputes. You'll have to resolve those disputes. You will need a lot of legal backing. When you pitch your ideas through hackathons and stuff, you will need financial document writing. You will need to approach banks. You will need to approach angel investors, the RAINs and the likes, and you will need lot of help. And it is, see, there was a question of gender, and I finish with that because I see that I am finishing my time. So as far as the gender aspect is concerned, there was a talk yesterday, FICCI or somewhere, where Dr. Omkar Rai was also there, and they spoke that statistics show that only 15% of the startup founders are women. And women are not able to transcend because of the fact that their legal knowledge and their financial knowledge is lacking. So let me correct the myth and tell you that women are best suited because of the flexibility of having worked from home, because startup is all about working from home. It is fungible. The ideas are fungible. So women can do better, and men and women both need hand-holding, because the world of an idea is very different from the world of commerce, right? So to be able to negotiate the world of commerce and become successful in the business world, I think that kind of hand-holding will be absolutely important. So I will leave you with something very interesting. So when, it is a trisection of a new technology and an old idea. So it is a marriage. It is a marriage between an old idea and a new technology that gives rise to a child, which is called innovation. And when you are able to transfer that technology into problem solving, put science and technology in the service of society, then I think you are able to transcend from being an innovator to an inventor, and you can also spur the manufacturing that is so wanted in India under the Emerging Bharat or the Make in India initiative of the government of India. So we look forward to having many more people knocking on my doors and making it possible for me to deliver based on, and I think there should be one startup between Department of Science and Technology and all the aggregators, all people, all startups who are working on startups, so that it can become part of the government outreach and the connect between government and society. So with these words, I thank everybody for giving me this opportunity of speaking my mind and reaching out to our lovely people in the startup world, and happy to collaborate with all our esteemed panelists, happy to learn from their experiences and happy to share ours. Thank you very much. Good luck and have a very, very happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful insights and your vision. Just wanted to share with you that last week only, Niti Aayog has announced. Hello.
Yes.
Niti Aayog has recently granted Marwari Catalyst a grant under the banner of Atal Community Innovation Center, which is like a innovation set road. So we have been given a grant of 2.5 crores rupees to vouch the innovations in Rajasthan, and we'll be working very close with STPI, Ministry of Science and Technology, both. So here I would like to welcome once again Mr. Gurmeet Singh ji. The introduction is very important. All the startups who have started, they have done some business in India, but it is always said that business or the business entrepreneurship should always have a very, very long and a very high vision. Any startup which wants to go global. So ESC plays a very, very strong role here. They are the organization which help smaller identities or a startup to go global, to find out the right market. They have different schemes under them. They go for international events. They do domestic international events. So over to you, Gurmeet ji, to know more insights about ESC and how the startup founder or the other people can know more about ESC. Over to you, Gurmeet ji.
Thank you, Sushil ji. Madam Mugdha Sinha, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Rajasthan. Dr. Onkar Rai ji, Director General STPI, Somit Srivastava, Startup Chopal, Sushil ji. First of all, my compliments to you for continuously organizing such a wonderful platform to interact with the startups and the industry's bigwigs. As we all know, Electronics and Computer Software Export Promotion Council is a sponsored organization by the Department of Commerce, Government of India, to support our small and medium companies and startups to enhance their reach in the global markets. So we do implement most of the schemes under the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of IT, and Ministry of MSME, and including Department of Science and Technology, to enhance the reach of our MSMEs and startups in the global market. So as we know, we are passing through challenging times, and before this situation gets better, we will witness the loss of life and money at the scale which most of us have not only read in the history books. However, everything has a positive side, as Winston Churchill rightly said. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So I think we need to make use of this crisis into an opportunity, and particularly for the startups where you have a very restrictive resources available. So during this crisis time, we see how we can perform better and get adopted to this new normal. So everything, whenever new opportunities have come, if we observe, they emerge in some space which will create opportunities for the entrepreneurs to create and capture values. If we take example, which is common between all big wigs now, GM, GE, Disney, FedEx, So all these companies were started in depression or right thereafter. So as we are discussing, innovation is the key for the startups. If we see the earlier 10 years back, we used to have our boss of reporting us almost 45, 50 age, but now the time has changed with the new companies, new startups coming up, and now if you start your career, you may be reporting to a person just about an age of 25 to 30 years. So this is the power of startups. More and more our young engineers, technocrats, entrepreneurs are coming. So this is a management metamorphosis that has taken place. And this is because young minds are ready to innovate. Young innovative mind is full of newer ideas, and they are full of enthusiasm. They are ready to take risks and manage them too successfully. And young innovative minds can change elephantine proportions of our status right now. So having said that, electronics software export promotion councils, we do a lot of activities worldwide, and we are very instrumental in coordinating very closely with working with SCPI, Dr. Onkar ji, and thanks to his support, we are able to create a very wonderful platform, which is IndiaSoft, where SCPI is also a co-sponsor of the event. And we are in the 21st edition of the event, and we just recently completed 20th edition, wherein at a very fractional cost, and in some cases at almost a zero cost, we provide a hand-holding to the startups and MSMEs, wherein they can not only they can market themselves in the global markets, they can actually experience how other companies or their peers are doing worldwide, what are the innovative ideas and the innovative ways the companies are marketing themselves in the global markets. So there's a win-win situation. The council can take you around in the global markets, enhance your reach in these markets, and not only that, you can learn how to market, what are the global trends going on, how people are standing, and where we stand in respect of your peers. So I invite you to join ESC platform and join us. We have a calendar of activities spread throughout the year. And in case those who want to start with, we have a beautiful platform, IndiaSoft, wherein we invite foreign buyers to come across here and do business with our SMEs and startups. And thanks with the support of last 2-3 years, we have a dedicated startup zone for the last almost 3 years now, wherein we sponsor with the help of Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi, and we sponsor them and we provide them all expenses paid by the council, whether you take it your airfare expenses, your hotel expenses, your cost of participation. So at a 100% zero cost to a startup, you can get a feel and experience of working with your peers, getting a mentoring sessions for your the companies who are already working and exporting to the global markets, and you can learn what is the packaging techniques they are offering, what are the publicity material they are doing, and what all are there. So last time we had a very interesting session from the Jammu and Kashmir, wherein they were not at all aware that they can reach into the global markets. And when we insisted them and we explained to them that there is such a beautiful platform, you don't need to go anywhere, you just have to fly back to say that the event was in Mumbai, and they guys come over and they experience the event, and you will be surprised. I'm not saying that straight away they got a foreign orders, but there were companies who were working for the Gulf and Middle East region markets, and they connected with those J&K entrepreneurs, and they were very happy to connect with them and provide them a translation of Arabic and this other languages, wherein they can support their counterparts sitting in Gulf, Oman, and other countries. And these J&K youth, they started getting export orders from them, and they start helping in that. So that was a wonderful thing that we experienced. So there is a lot of successful stories out of it coming out. So I'll be happy, not taking much of your time. So the council is there, and like other departments of the government of India, we are there to help you out. So please feel free to come out anytime, and so happy to connect with you, Sushil. Finally, we are talking to each other for quite long, and today I'm able to connect with you during this time. So thank you so much, Sushil, again for connecting today, and count us on board for anything that we can support the startups of our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gurmeet ji. I just wanted to say that when I started, I was an incubatee to STPI, and I was a very active player with ESC, and I was the chairman for Rajasthan for 3 years for ESC, and also done a couple of international exhibitions and learned a lot from an international. I was part of 3 international delegations from ESC, which really helped me in getting an international vision, which is actually helping Marwari Catalyst nowadays. Now, one of our younger brother, close friend, and a part of a team, Sumit Srivastav. The name itself is Startup Chopal, so you can understand that from each and everything from top to bottom, he has been taking care of startup. He is the one who is very, very aggressive in the ecosystem, not only in Rajasthan but outside. So over to you, Sumit. Please introduce yourself and take the session from now.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Your mic is off, Sumit.
No. Is off. I don't think my mic is off. Is it? Okay. So, sir, सबसे पहले thank you so much, Marwari Catalyst, Sushil Sharma ji, for making me part of this wonderful, panel. Sir, I just want to confess and share with you people that when I started working, people used to suggest me to go to government, go to get support. There's so many, schemes and all. And I was always negative about it. And I used to say that, no, I don't want to waste my time. But today, after listening to Omkar sir, Gurmeet Singh sir, and ma'am, I have already shared this to you, that you have made me so hopeful towards government initiatives and all. So, सबसे पहले ओमकार सर आपने जो good news दिया that you have identified Jaipur for the investment purposes and all. So we are very happy and we are based out of Jaipur. So it's a great news for us. And ma'am, सबसे पहली बात जो point मैं touch करना चाह रहा था उसका answer तो आपने पहले ही दे दिया. I wanted to tell that that all the stakeholders should come on the platform and under the guidance and leadership of Science and Technology Department. And it was written here and already you captured covered all this. So I thought, what is happening? So I believe being CEO of Startup Chopal, this is the right time when I am connected to you people, because we have done what we could do, and now with support of you people, we can take it to the next level. एक मैम आपने जो WhatsApp पे अपने वो ये लगा रखा है DP, उसमें बहुत अच्छी बात लिखी हुई है कि Mahadev, I don't know where you are taking me, but I trust you. So this is how we are working since beginning, and this is what happening. And see how I follow you, ma'am. मैम आपसे एक क्वेश्चन मैं पूछ लूं. एक you are covering that as well, but किसी तरह से you skip that, so I have this opportunity. You are telling that this is a fact. I always believe that if I have to reach out to you or Omkar sir or Gurmeet sir, I have to be prepared. Out of the blue, if I get up and there is a scheme, I go and reach out to you, I'll not get the response, and this is a fact. So this is what you are telling. So मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं specifically उस पे आप बात करें. There are so many startups who have reached out to you in this pandemic that मेरे पास ये innovation है. बहुत अच्छी आपने बात बोली कि आपको अपने competitors को देखो. अगर already कोई ऐसा काम कर रहा है तो why are you doing that? Is there any innovation? तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि if somebody wish to reach out to you people, I mean Science and Technology Department in a startup innovator or something. So how to reach to government departments for some schemes? So थोड़ा specifically आप इस पे बात करें. It will help people. And they'll understand how to do that. Please.
Yeah, thank you Sumit very much. मैं सोचती हूँ मैं हिंदी में बात करूँ तो शायद ज़्यादा लोगों को करेगा, because I think I've already spoken in English, so I'll also speak a little bit in Hindi because it is Rajasthan and Marwari Catalyst after all.
Ma'am, ma'am, one thing, Marwari Catalyst is a new age Marwadi, so we don't mind, please.
Yeah, you are totally new age, yeah, but your name is very, देखो सबसे पहली चीज होती है कि अपने पर attention draw करना in the startup world, वो nomenclature से शुरू होता है ना, तो भूलेगा नहीं, because I have linked it to Shylock and my interest of Shakespeare, तो आपका नाम तो आप नहीं भूलेगा. So that is also how you must seed your idea, है ना, क्योंकि एडवर्टाइजिंग की दुनिया में, मार्केटिंग की दुनिया में रिकॉल वैल्यू का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस होता है. तो मैं आपका नाम लेके ये बता रही हूँ कि ये बहुत ही मतलब टेम्पटिंग चीज है. अच्छा आपने सोचा है इसके बारे में, तो ये रिकॉल वैल्यू उसकी बहुत हाई रहेगी, है ना. तो मैंने अभी अपने चैट पे, क्योंकि कुछ लोगों ने मुझसे पूछा कि हम आपको कैसे आउटरीच कर सकते हैं, तो मैंने अपना ईमेल, जो मेरा ऑफिशियल ईमेल आईडी है, वो मैंने अपना शेयर किया है। और मैंने देखा है कि जब से ये वेबिनार की दुनिया का जो मकर जाल है वो शुरू हुआ है, तो एक कोविड से पहले एक कहावत हुआ करती थी, माया को माया मिले कर कर लंबे हाथ, यू नो। तो अभी वो पोस्ट कोविड की दुनिया में वो वेबिनार की उसमें हो गया है कि वेबिनार से वेबिनार मिले, है ना, बुने मकर जाल, है ना। तो मतलब यू स्पीक ऑन one webinar and some audience will invite you for another webinar and this webinar series will go on and you will become a spider woman, right? तो इसलिए मैंने अभी क्या हुआ कि मुझे इसी से एक्सपीरियंस से समझ में आया, बिकॉज देखो ये इंटरेक्शन से चीजें होती हैं, जो मैं बात कह रही हूँ ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन से ये पॉसिबल होता है, कि मुझे जिन जिन वेबिनार्स पे मैंने बात करी वहां के लोगों ने मुझे कहीं ना कहीं से नंबर या ईमेल जुगाड़ के या लिंक्डइन पे या जो भी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स में मैं हूँ वहां मुझे मैसेज किया। तो कल मैंने अपने ऑफिस से एक लिस्ट बनाई और मैंने सोचा कि जितने लोगों ने मुझे आउटरीच किया है उनके मोबाइल नंबर्स, मैंने सबको मैसेज में यही डाला था, प्लीज इनबॉक्स योर मोबाइल नंबर्स, आई विल कॉल यू, है ना। तो लोगों को लगता है कि सरकारी सेक्रेटरी है, बोल तो दिया, पता नहीं कॉल करेगी या नहीं करेगी। तो कल मेरा एक जिद थी कि कल मैं जितने लोग जितने वेबिनार्स पे हैं उन सबको मैंने कल फोन घुमाया, है ना। प्रशांत सिन्हा, क्रिश बी, अरिजीत हाजरा, आई स्पोक टू ऑल ऑफ देम एंड देन आई रियलाइज कि आउटरीच जो है 1-to-1 नहीं हो सकती है, उसके लिए यू हैव टू हैव अ इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज्ड लिंकेज, है ना। और जो बात डॉक्टर राय ने भी करी है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल लिंकेजेस स्ट्राइक करना बहुत जरूरी है। और देखो सक्सेस भी स्टार्टअप वर्ल्ड में किस चीज पे हुई है, एग्रीगेटर्स हैव मेड द मोस्ट प्रॉफिट। You look up Amazon, you look up Flipkart, you look up Oyo, you look up your Olas and Ubers, and you will realize कि उनके पास कुछ माल नहीं है बेचने के लिए, है ना, कोई इन्वेंट्री नहीं है बेचने के लिए, बट उनके पास वो कनेक्ट द डॉट है ना। उनको पता है कॉलम ए और कॉलम बी को वो मैच कर रहे हैं, डिमांड और सप्लाई को वो मैच कर रहे हैं। तो इकोनॉमिक्स की दुनिया में, मार्केट की दुनिया में, बाजार की दुनिया में आइडिया के साथ बैठा हुआ बंदा जो है उसको सरकार से पॉलिसी एडवोकेसी के लिए मिलना जरूरी है। तो मुझे लगता है कि 1-to-1 मीट करने में तो बहुत समय लग जाएगा, बिकॉज मैं एक हूँ और आप लोग अनेक हैं, है ना। एक चिड़िया अनेक चिड़िया वाला हो जाएगा मामला। तो मुझे लगता है कि इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज इसको करने के लिए बहुत बेहतरीन होगा कि हम, जैसे हमने अपना डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में सारे जितने भी हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं जो आर्किटेक्चर करते हैं, डिजाइन एंड प्लानिंग पढ़ाते हैं या फैशन टेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ाते हैं, उन सबको हम एक डिजाइन कोहोर्ट में ले आए, शामिल कर लिया। उसी तरह से जो हमारे एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, कृषि विज्ञान केंद्र हैं, उनको हमने एग्रीकल्चर कोहोर्ट में कन्वर्ट कर लिया। जो हमारे बायोटेक्नोलॉजी करते हैं उनको हमने बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कोहोर्ट में हम साथ ले आए, और जो हमारे इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स या पेटेंट करते हैं उनको हम एक साथ ले आए। और जो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस हैं, क्योंकि अभी वो बहुत दिक्कत फेस कर रहे हैं, उनके एडमिशंस में उतने बच्चे नहीं आ रहे हैं, तो हमने एक इंजीनियरिंग कोहोर्ट को भी अभी डिवाइस किया है और हम एक इंजीनियरिंग कोहोर्ट पे भी बात करेंगे। तो मुझे लगा कि ये मेथड अच्छा है। हम हर महीने मिलते हैं, अभी 10 जून को हमारी डिजाइन कोहोर्ट की 6ठी मीटिंग हुई है, और इसी तरह से हमारी मीटिंग्स को हम हर महीने मिलते हैं, और हर महीने हम अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटी में मिलते हैं, हम सब गवर्नमेंट में नहीं मिलते हैं। तो उससे क्या होता है, आप लोगों को कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है, हम आपके टर्फ में आते हैं, आपका एजेंडा हम सुनते हैं, आपके एजेंडा के अराउंड हम पॉलिसी बिल्डिंग करते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये वाला आउटरीच हम अब स्टार्टअप्स के साथ करना जरूरी हो गया है, बिकॉज ये मौका भी है, ये दस्तूर भी है, ये सही समय भी है। एज एडवर्सिटी say we have to fish out opportunity, as Gurmeet Singh ji has very rightly mentioned, Winston Churchill, and saying that this crisis should get converted, and it already has got converted into opportunity. तो institutionalized manner में सुमित और सुशील, मेरा आप दोनों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज लेट अस आल्सो डू इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट एंड बिल्डिंग, क्योंकि आपकी डायरेक्टरी होनी चाहिए कि राजस्थान में कौन से लोगों ने किस किस क्षेत्र में इनोवेशन एंड स्टार्टअप किया है, सीड मतलब स्काउटिंग वाले लेवल पे कौन है, सीड वाले लेवल पे कौन है, कमर्शियलाइज वाले लेवल पे कौन है, स्ट्रगलर्स कौन है, फेंस सिटर्स कौन है, आई थिंक डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज कौन है, बिकॉज डेटा एनालिटिक्स यूज करके हम जो है इसको बहुत अच्छा इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट इसका कर सकते हैं। तो नेक्स्ट मंथ जो है मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ कि अगर दुनिया ऐसी रही तो हम टेक वर्ल्ड में, और अगर बेहतर हुई तो फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में, जैसा भी मुनासिब हुआ, हम मिलेंगे और इस आइडिया को जो है आगे लेके जाएंगे। और मैं तो रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी गुरमीत सिंह जी से भी और ओंकार राय साहब से भी कि आई विल ऑल्सो प्रपोज योर नेम इन द कमिटी अलॉन्ग विद अ फ्यू अदर पीपल so that we can also do this cooperative and collaborative federalism work seamlessly between Government of India and the state government and take the issues forward. So with these words, I think सुमित, मैं एक और बात बता दूं, अभी क्या है कि मैं आप लोगों की दुनिया में रहते रहते आप लोगों का दिमाग पढ़ना मैंने शुरू कर दिया। मैं देख लेती हूँ कि आपने कागज में क्या लिखा हुआ है।
मुझे ऐसा लगा आपकी, मैंने सोचा कि मैं बोलूंगा क्या। वो तो सीरियसली बहुत ही एक जितने व्यूअर्स हैं मैं बहुत क्विकली बता दूं। मैम ये हम फेसबुक पे भी लाइव हैं, हम यूट्यूब पे भी लाइव हैं, और अभी हमारे 55-56 लोगों के अराउंड कंटिन्यूसली हमारे इस हॉल में भी, मतलब जो वर्चुअल हॉल है उसमें बैठे। सो एक जो भी व्यूअर्स हैं उनको मैं बता दूं कि जो भी ये सोचते थे इसके पहले कि हम बहुत इनोवेटिव आइडिया के साथ है, बहुत कमाल का काम करें, बट गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता। सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, जो मेरे स्क्रीन पे लोग हैं जो शेयर कर रहे हैं स्क्रीन मेरे साथ, दे आर लीडिंग, और भी आपको पता चल गया होगा कि हाउ दे आर विलिंग टू सपोर्ट यू, बट डेफिनेटली विल हैव टू कम अप विद समथिंग कॉन्क्रीट। अगर आप ऐसे सोचेंगे, क्या होता है मैम, आप लोगों से शेयर करूं मैं कि बच्चे कुछ स्टार्टअप्स होते हैं वो जाते हैं और इन्वेस्टर्स के सामने पिच करते हैं, और उनका आइडिया इसलिए इन्वेस्टर इन्वेस्ट नहीं करता बिकॉज उनका विजन क्लियर नहीं होता, और बाहर आके वो एक्सक्यूज ये देते हैं कि वो IITians को ही सिर्फ पैसे देते हैं। So these are the excuses which we people are making, which is not good. सर एक क्विकली मैं आपसे पूछूं, ओमकार सर, ऑफ कोर्स बहुत लंबा टाइम आप लोगों का भी हो गया है, बट एक क्विकली मैं आपसे पूछूं कि बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके से, इफ यू कैन टेल पीपल, यंगस्टर्स, दैट हाउ, सो आपने बहुत डिटेल में बताया है, वी हैव अंडरस्टूड दैट, बट बहुत क्विकली स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर मैं समझूं कि हाउ समबडी कैन रीच आउट टू यू एंड टेक बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ योर सर्विसेज और योर स्कीम्स, सो अगर स्टेप बाय स्टेप पता चल जाए एकदम सिंपल इंग्लिश में। Yeah.
Very well, Mr. Sumit. Thank you for this very great question, because it was my duty. It was incumbent on my part to actually tell these things about proactively. So I would say that we have 60 centers. We have a concept of directorate, then sub centers, and every center is manned by STPI officials. But most importantly, all these state capitals and all these industry centers, we are very, very activist center, and most of the work is done from the center itself. Our headquarters is just an administrative office which is headed by me. But the point is that STPI at its inception itself was an office adopted to a culture which is so industry friendly. I mean, most of the industry, government organizations are actually, they come to us and they understand how we carried out our administrative job, statutory job, statutory regulation in a most industry friendly manner, that the industry never knew that we are a statutory and regulatory organization, and they looked upon us as a friend organization or service provider, right? So the point is that each and every STPI center is working physically, and we are very active on social media, email, any email that comes to any STPI officer is quickly answered. If it comes to me, it is immediately answered with a copy to the concerned director so that he can take it forward. Because we work on a directed model, and that works. You know, it's not only a hypothesis or something; it actually works on the ground. So the point is that we deliver statutory service to the industry. We provide plug and play incubation space to the industry. We are now into a very organized startup support ecosystem through our Center of Excellence, NGIS, and all. I would also like share to the audience that the electronic manufacturing cluster 2.0, which is about the creation of electronic manufacturing cluster through the consortium means, that is also being now implemented by STPI. So it's very easy. You can write an email, you can share anything on social media, it will be instantly replied, and you will be connected through all the concerned officer. Moreover, this Center of Excellence that we are now starting or running, basically, each of them at a very are at different level of stages of implementation. We reach out invariably to the industry by way of advertisement, by way of posting it on websites, sensitizing, going to the campuses, talking to the industry association, and we try to now take this news or information to the last person. So this is one way that we are trying to put some information in the industry and upcoming or prospective startup. Other hand, you can also be approached, right? And through an email or something, and walking to our nearest STPI office. Actually, 60 STPI offices all across the country. There is no state in this country where we don't have an office. Most of the states have multiple offices. Almost all industry center, wherever there is any potential, we are present there. And each STPI center is typically an incubator, a data center, a network operating center, bandwidth provider, of course, a statutory service provider. And that person is competent enough to connect you not only to our schemes, our facility, and our offerings. We also connect you to the offerings and other ecosystem prevalent around you, either instituted by Ministry of Electronics and IT, our parent ministry, or such other stakeholders. So it's very easy for us. I mean, you just try it and you find yourself.
That's great.
Super. Yes.
One more thing, I would like to say that I am very happy that Madam Sinha has just spoken that she is going to, create a kind of forum platform where we can also contribute. It will be my pleasure, and I will be more than willing to work with it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Gurmeet, I must congratulate Gurmeet on this occasion. I didn't know that he is, he's very good, very, very old friend, and I'm very happy. And I'm very sure that he will lead the entire ESC in a very, very different direction. He will take it further.
So बहुत ही कमाल की बात है यहाँ पे गुरमीत सर that sir is saying that बहुत पुराने दोस्त है पर पता नहीं था क्या करते हैं.
नहीं very
कुछ क्रेडिट तो उनके पास भी ज्यादा थे ना.
So, गुरमीत सर आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में मुझे आज डिटेल में पता चला है. I'll do some more research on that. DST और STPI को तो हम बहुत ध्यान से जानते हैं, बट ये इस फोरम का ही फायदा होता है. Now over to Sushil sir.
नहीं बिल्कुल सर. It was really wonderful, Omkar Rai sir. I really want to listen to you in person. It has been really long, ma'am. I was a part of RICO because Jodhpur में जो IT park बना है, I was a part of the allotment committee, and really we have done a wonderful job in Jodhpur. You must visit whenever you are coming to Jodhpur. It is a IT park which is wonderful, supported by STPI as well as RICO. Yeah. So thanks to Omkar sir, we have really done a wonderful job. We are trying to be actively participant in whatever comes from Jodhpur side. So thank you so much. अच्छा लगा गुरमीत जी, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो सबको. ये जोधपुर के मारवाड़ी कैटलिस्ट के प्लेटफॉर्म पे Sumit is a part of Marwadi Catalyst, so I don't have to say thanks to him. He is a younger brother. Sir, I probably, whatever support from the ecosystem required from Rajasthan, from India, we will do it. We have been registered with around 400 people. Some people are doing it Facebook, some YouTube. So participants from all over India. So that's a good part of it. Yeah. So that's a good part. Sir, what's
Sumit, I want to convey my gratitude towards Sumit Srivastava because I didn't know. I have not met him. Now first time I'm meeting. I'm looking forward to meet him again, physically, virtually, or whatever. I am very happy to work with him.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. जाते for our record, if people don't mind, क्योंकि आप इतने senior लोग हैं कि बड़ा हमको ज़्यादा friendly होने में भी सोचना पड़ता है. मतलब मैम से तो मैं white shirt वगैरह पहन के आता हूँ, मैं t-shirt पहनता हूँ. Can we have a selfie the way we used to do? And हमारे selfie लेने का तरीका है कि हमको thumbs up करना होता है, so that it looks. Yes. गुरमीत सर, आपको भी करना पड़ेगा और आपको थोड़ा सामने लेके आना पड़ेगा. Yes. Thank you,
sir. Thank you.
Namaskar. Thank you.